Hi, I'm Snow White and welcome back to Snow White in the Seven Does podcast. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited about today's episode. We're gonna deep dive and unpack the difference between masculine and feminine energies and how we can rebalance these energies in a society that's out of sync. We all carry masculine and feminine energies. These are energy polarities, okay? So it's not based off of gender. We all have masculine and feminine energies within us. The goal isn't to choose one, it's to learn how to balance them and integrate both of them for success. So the feminine energy is the yin. Men naturally are born left side brain dominant, and women are born right side brain dominant. More masculine left side brain qualities are the yang side of things, because the yin and the yang, the feminine is kind of the dark side, the masculine is kind of the light side, and a healthy human has both aspects within them. If you look at the yin yang symbol, you can kind of get that idea of the feminine masculine aspects within us. So the masculine is more doing, structure, logic, discipline, clarity, and focus. And the feminine is more of a human being rather than a human doing, more in the flow, kind of more whimsical. It's not so structured, emotional, intuitive, so they trust their inner voice, they trust their inner knowing, they trust themselves. Sensuality, creativity, and nurture. So again, these are energies, not genders. A healthy human expresses both depending on the situation. But why I did this episode today is because how these imbalances show up in our world. I used to work in a heavily male-dominated field. I was in the construction industry, and my role there I really loved because I felt powerful. I grew my success there. I grew my confidence there. I grew as a human there in so many aspects. But I felt like a lot of aspects of me were also being suppressed at the same time. I was like kind of put in a box of like a little female, or like what I'm capable of and what I'm not. Also, I was young, I was easily manipulated, and I was easily vulnerable in situations. If I would have been able to master my masculine and feminine energies back then, I would have been able to put up healthy boundaries. I would have been able to say no. Now that I've learned this, I hold myself at a higher value and I don't put up with the shit that I used to. So where does this imbalance show up in our world? Do you ever feel overworked? Do you ever feel burnout? Do you ever feel disconnected from your body? Because I used to work Sunday through Friday, minimum 8-hour days, maximum 16. And I had no idea what that day was gonna be when I started it. I was extremely burnt out, and I was extremely overworked, and I was extremely disconnected from my body. I would constantly have out-of-body experiences, like driving down the road, I felt out of my body. I had cystic acne. I was significantly, I don't know how to put uglier, literally. The more I love myself, the more I care for myself, the more I glow up. And on the other coin, the more I don't listen to my body, the more I don't show up for myself, the more I put my needs aside to make others happy, the uglier I am. The glow up you have when you step into your authenticity and start being whole instead of just palpable, inside and out, is insane. Our world is masculine dominated. So right now, the masculine energies dominate the feminine energies, and we all need to learn how to balance these, not just women. So shame around rest, emotions, and sensuality. Women are viewed as whores if they are if they act like a man. A woman who is connected to their body and confident about their body and embraces their sensuality, embraces both the light and dark feminine aspects of themselves. They're not just gentle and sweet and petite. They're also fierce and fiery and have boundaries and sensual and know that they're the shit. Like that woman or man, the person who embodies that energy doesn't rely on external validation. Doesn't rely on anybody to tell them that they're good enough or they're on the right track or anything like that. They're so deeply connected to themselves. That's all that they need. A lot of the times there's this maiden feminine that's kind of seen as out of touch. She's just ignoring, or he's just ignoring the bad parts of the world. when you really have a choice, like wake up every morning, turn the TV on, watch the news, consume all this terrible stuff that's going on all around the world, or because that's not natural. We're not meant to know what's going on all around the world. We're only meant to know what's going on in like our little community, our tight-knit community. So knowing all this natural destruction and disaster, it's going to affect your nervous system, therefore affect your output and your energy. So if you tune what you consume for growth and positivity, and even like on Instagram, to where you're not comparing yourself to others, to where you're like consuming beneficial material rather than harmful material on your day-to-day basis, that can go from suppressing yourself and putting yourself in a lack position, putting yourself in a scarcity mindset, because you're literally scared. Like you're literally scared from this knowledge of all this horrible stuff that's going on all around the world. Or you can choose love and abundance, because like when I walk outside, like this morning I walked outside with my cat, I saw the sunrise, I got to do yoga, the sky's blue, like it's genuinely so much beauty in the world around me, in this divine creation that I can focus on, that's right in front of me, that I can control right now today. That's what I can control, is my viewpoint on my world and my output of energy and my production, because I control my actions, my thoughts, what I consume, all of it. So if I choose to consume love, abundance, and gratitude, I'm going to receive more love and abundance and gratitude. And if you choose to receive lack, scarcity, and this constant spoon-fed ideology that you are in lack, that is what you are going to continue to be in. Other imbalances shown in our world. Majority of people are taught to suppress their intuition and go with logic instead, and abandon their softness for the grind. Because I don't know, like personally, I do feel like when I'm showing up every single day to a job that's not really defined by me, or something that I'm like serving or creating for the better good, or for like creating something that I love or serving the divine, if I'm not feeding my soul, and this is something that I have to do every single day, I feel like it is taking like my softness and my soul from me. And that might just be a me thing, but I really do feel that. I feel like I have to sacrifice or put aside a part of myself. Like when I was in that career and that job, I felt like I did have to put aside my softness to show up every day and continue to grind, continue, go, get the sale, continue to go. You know, like instead of resting, instead of honoring my body, instead of listening to my intuition saying this is not good for me, I need to stop, I need to slow down, I was begging for a pause button. I was begging every day. I just need a pause button. That's what I would say to my closest friends. I just need a pause button. And that was the days preceding me trying to commit suicide. So like guys, like if you have like a friend or a family member in your life that says that I constantly feel like I'm running on a treadmill or a hamster wheel, or I need a pause button or something like that, please listen. Please listen to them. If I wouldn't have gone about my situation the way that I did, I might not have been as lucky as I had been. I hear about suicides all the time. I was working at a flower shop, and I couldn't even, like it was almost once a week that a suicide would come in. And it's a small town that this flower shop was in. Like, it's so heavy on my heart that people lose so much faith and hope in this world. And I don't blame them. I did too, because I didn't have any faith and hope in this concrete world. I only have faith and hope in this divinely created world. My love affair with myself and the world around me, like the trees and like the grass and the blue sky and even the gray sky and the rain, the love affair that I've built with the world, not just like people, but literally my senses, my heart, myself. Oh my, like it's so much reason to live. It's so much reason to live. It's more than enough to live. This human experience, oh my God, what did I write in my journal today? I am so grateful for this spiritual awareness having a human experience. Being a spiritual awareness, having a human experience is like, it feels like orgasmic, okay? Like every moment, every day, everything produces like a feeling of gratitude, and almost like I'm literally coming at the side of the world. Like I'm not like, the meditations that I've been practicing are heart-centered meditations. I taught you guys that meditation. Like, the more I commit to my practice, the more I connect with God and the divine, whatever you want to call it, you know, like the universe, whatever you want to call it, the more I've established my life on my own terms, and the more I fall in love with my life, because it's my life. It's mine. And it's also the divine's, which I love to give back to this world that is just a reflection of me. It's not even just a reflection of me, it is me. So me giving is me getting. The more you give, the more abundant you become, because when you're in a state of generosity and giving, you are communicating abundance to the universe. When you restrict yourself and hold yourself back from giving and following those intuitive insights, like, have you ever had an intuitive insight, like where you're walking down the street, you see a homeless person, give them this, you know? Like, I got a coffee one time and from Starbucks, and then I passed a homeless person. I took one sip out of the coffee and gave it right to the homeless person. And because like within me, like, I had a voice tell me that. It always happens to me. I always get my food and I'm like, I'm so excited, and then I just give it away to a homeless person. I'm like, damn it, what am I gonna eat? But I have the choice to go home and cook something, you know? And like, I don't know what that person's like situation is. I don't know. I don't know what type of good or bad karma they're facing right now, but what I do know is that I can help them in this situation, and that, like, if I can give back, then I will, because there have been so many positions where I needed something, where I needed help or love or assurance or money or food or whatever, you know? I pray, and through people, places, and things, God provides. Literally. I love talking about world religions on this podcast. I was raised Christian, so I have the Bible app on my phone, and a couple Bible verses have really spoke to me recently. And I'm open to all religions. I love to educate myself on all religions. I'm yoga certified, so I read the Bhagavad Gita and a lot of Hindu texts and Buddhist texts, and I've read Tao texts. I'm not a master in these things. I know about shamanism and things like that. It's one of my passions, is like world religions. I've already said my viewpoint on this podcast so many times, but I just believe that it's all the same type of spirituality that we're all sensing, just a different perception, different story of it, because we all have different experiences. So James 1:12 is, blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life the Lord has promised to those who love him. So blessed is the one who perseveres under trial. So like, you ask for something, God, I want abundance. Okay. The universe is going to give you a test first. I guarantee you ask for abundance, you're gonna lose everything. I guarantee it. Get ready. You're gonna lose everything. Everything. You ask for true love, everybody walks away. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. And this is your true test of time. Do you have faith in me? Do you have faith in me? Because these people didn't love you. So I need to remove you from this situation. You were praying for true love because you don't have it. So these people, I need to remove you from this situation for your better good, and so that you can learn me, so that you can find me, so that you can connect with me. And then once you're ready, once you stand that test, I will give you the crown of life, which also your crown chakra is known to be your connection to the divine, the crown of life, so the connection to me. I will give you the blessing of being connected to me simply because you love me. And if you love me, you love you, because I'm you. So you have self-love. So once you have enough self-love, once you see yourself in the eyes of God, that's when God comes to answer the call. Once your value is the same as God holds you as, that's when God will come and give you your blessing. Philippians 4:6-7, do not be anxious about anything. So wake up in the morning, turn on the news, and feel fear immediately. By you consuming this information, are you helping, or is it taking your power? if you wake up in the morning and meditate and connect with God instead of turning on the news right away, and you connect with your power instead of giving it away, imagine how you'll face the day. Imagine like the difference in energy that you give off throughout the day, and how that might change your day, how your actions might change, how your belief system might change, how your morals might change, how your faith in humanity might change. Because what if you are only looking for love, gratitude, and abundance? If that's all you're looking for, that's all you will find. But if you're constantly looking for scarcity, lack, that's all you will find. So do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, but in every situation by prayer and petition. I am successful. I am loved. Thank you, God, for making me successful, because that's what he just said. But in every situation by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your request to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your heart and your mind. So don't feel anxiety. Instead, pray about it in a way, in a language, because you're communicating with the universe what you want, and in order to get what you want, you have to already embody the energy of that who has received it. So that's what it's basically saying right there, is that in every situation, pray. So continue to pray and petition. I am successful. I am debt-free. I am loved. I am patient. I am kind. I am whatever it is you want, whatever. I am a homeowner, whatever it is. Thank you, God, for my home. Thank you, God, for my success. Thank you, God, for my abundance. And then say thank you, because present your request to God by prayer and petition with thanksgiving. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds. So when you stand true in that energy, it repels everyone who is not meant for that energy. So it will guard your heart and your mind. I prayed for love. It removed everybody in my life. Everybody. The person that I was begging for, the person, please, 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 I want this person. I love them so much. Please, please, please. They walked away because it was divine protection. It was divine protection. I asked for it. I asked for true love. They didn't love me. They removed it because that's not meant for me. And then true love found me once I truly, truly loved myself. So where's the wound? Where do we need to put our focus on, apply some pressure on? You'll find it where productivity is worshipped. I truly, truly believe that there's a collective awakening going on right now, and we're reclaiming feminine wisdom. We're more focused on mental health and emotional intelligence. There's a rise in spiritual and intuitive practices. There's more feminine leadership role models. There's an emphasis on authenticity, embodiment, and wholeness. And people are starting to cycle sync, like syncing with your natural feminine cycle or with moon rituals and the seasonal flow, like giving yourself rest, more rest in winter, more active in the summer. I find it really interesting how all the women in my life get their period around the full moon. I don't know if all the women in your life do. Maybe there's like, I don't know. But every single woman in my life gets their period within that week of the full moon. I find that really interesting because it's also a energy, like when it's a full moon, it's an energy of release and like releasing negative energy, anything that's holding you back, old blockages and things like that. And a new moon is like new beginnings and new fresh starts. And that's when you're like in your cycle, if you get your period around the full moon, then you'd be like more fertile and alive in that new moon. So let me know down below if you also get your period during the full moon, and if the women in your lives also get their period around the full moon. I tell my boyfriend that, like, you know my period's coming when the moon's full. So how can us as a society embrace this balance? I say let's redefine what power is. Power is not just dominance, it's also presence, magnetism, and wisdom. So my old boss, I was in a sales role. I don't know, you might act completely different in your sales role, but I was an independent contractor. You better not talk to me like that because I'm gonna walk out because I can sell. So if I can sell someone else's product too, not just yours, okay? So in my eyes, in every job interview I've ever had, it's like, does this work for me too? I'm not someone's bitch. You earn my respect. You do not demand it. And that's why I had such an issue working with this dude, because he kept trying to demand it in control and dominance. And that doesn't work well with me. You're not gonna push me to the side, belittle me, put me in a box, try to control me, manipulate my time, none of that. No. And honestly, at first, because I wasn't emotionally intelligent enough, this was all around the era of my like mental health, suicide, whatever, you know, it was all then. It was all intertwined. And so I was learning this as I was going through like this dark shadow of the soul. Like he was my teacher, he was my learning lesson. So like, thank you for all that trauma. Thank you, because look at me now. But for real, like God bless the people that hurt me, because you guys made me the best versions of myself. And I wish nothing but love back to you, because that's what you gave me, baby. Now, before, like the first time that I worked for him, I let him walk all over me. And that's why at the end, my poker cards, I folded, he got the win, okay? Then when the tables got turned and I got the opportunity again, literally I turned the tables, I sat like, he tried to do the same thing to me and it wouldn't work. I was different, I was changed, I was more aware, I was more emotionally intelligent. So his manipulation tactics, his control over my life wouldn't work on me anymore. And it really pissed him off and it really made me happy. He tried to put me in a position where I would be trapped, and I like couldn't leave, literally, like where my life depended on him. I know better now, and walked away again, because I don't need you. I don't need this. You know what I mean? And now karma comes back around. In both the situations, I walked away because it wasn't serving my highest and it was putting me down. And now here I am getting my justice for putting myself first. Feminine power is subtle and transformative. Being able to stay calm in a situation where the other person is clearly mad, being able to communicate intelligently when you're upset, and being able to realize I'm upset right now, I need to take a step away, take a deep breath, and come back to this so that I can be in control and not in a feminine way, not a masculine dominant type of way where I'm, instead of projecting my voice to get the point across, I'm projecting wisdom gently. Also, honor your emotions. Feel your emotions. Don't suppress your emotions. I used to do this all the time in college and in high school. I was a huge drinker. I used to be a big drinker, and I would use that as a way to like, oh, I had a terrible day, I'm gonna go get fucked up and forget all about it, you know? But then a week later, I start randomly crying. Why am I randomly crying? Well, because a week ago you were really hurt and you didn't deal with it. And now your emotions are kind of out of whack, and then you're not able to define that, you're not able to work through it. It just continues to bottle up because you continue to suppress it. You have to feel it in order to go through it. You have to learn the lesson in order to receive what you're asking for. You have to go through the pain and the suffering for, say, even though that pain and the suffering might be the most beautiful thing that's ever happened to you. In schools and in our society, I truly think, and when you're raising your kids, I think we need to start teaching emotional regulation. And I truly believe we are. Like new age parents, I see them teaching their kids like this emotional regulation. They're doing this gentle parenting. But when I was growing up, and I'm sure a lot of people are still experiencing this, I was taught to repress my emotions. I was taught that femininity wasn't anger and expression. It was people pleasing and gentle, soft, like pretty, smiley, happy, yay. You know, like me being sad or depressed sometimes, I am a huge crybaby, and I've always been a huge crybaby, very emotional. I'm a Leo. My emotional rage is like a wildfire. Like it just is. It burns through things. But that's goddess energy. That like you need that dark femininity that can destroy in order to build. So we've been taught the light feminine. The light feminine energy has been shoved down our throats as girls and as a society, men. This is like the person you want to wife or whatever. Like the dark feminine is more of the seductress or evil or a witch or something like that, you know, like just general stereotypes. We've, as a society, I feel suppressed kind of that dark feminine energy, but I love how it's coming back to life and like this baddie era and like this like people, women and men, are really embracing their authenticity and this like I don't give a fuck, like take me as I am, or like I don't care type of energy. I love it. And that's what that like kind of dark feminine embodies. She's powerful and often misunderstood. Full spectrum of femininity. Sometimes labeled as too much or dangerous or uncomfortable. I love making people uncomfortable. It's my like strong suit. That anger that you sometimes feel as a woman or as a man should not be suppressed. Feel it. Let that rage out. Go for it. That destruction will lead to growth. It's like a tower moment. Everything needs to come crashing down before you can build. It's rebirth and transformation. And that seduction, that sensuality is magnetism. And your ability to say no, tell the truth, how you like speak up, tell people how you really feel. That didn't make me feel good, or that did. Don't do that to me again. You know, tell people how you really feel instead of people pleasing, and being able to set boundaries. That's hot. That's sexy. That's you embodying your full femininity, not suppressing. Like when you people please, you're suppressing. Being able to find that emotional depth within you, connect to yourself on that emotional depth. One of those highest energies is sexual energy. It's such a playful, fun energy. And embodying that and embracing that part of yourself, it magnetizes you. So I'm not saying misuse that energy, like go around everywhere, give it to anybody, whatever, but like honor yourself and like make love to yourself and give yourself like the love that you desire. Like have that type of relationship with yourself as well. To learn yourself in all aspects gives you that depth, and allowing that sacred rage to burn what's not meant for you. I've been told many times in my life that I'm really good at change. Like I take change really well, I move fast, I make decisions fast, and I truly think it's one of my superpowers is being able to like stay calm and change. I thrive kind of in chaos. My first tattoo I ever got was to mean that I'm constantly changing, and that's okay. Because I kept feeling like I was changing, and every time I would express my change to people that I thought like really loved me or really supported me in like all aspects, they would really kind of fight my change or like start to wonder where the old me was, when I felt like I was evolving and growing and changing for the better. Like I'm not drinking anymore, I'm not partying as much, why is this so bad, you know? But those people didn't want the best for me. They weren't looking out for my best interest. They weren't truly my people. And it did make me more independent, but that's also like being able to be independent and choosing your people wisely is also like, it's self-worth. You're not desperate. You're not just going to take anybody and everybody. Your bar is high. The people that you allow in your circle also set their bar high, also set goals, also have high value. Also, like they push you to be better. They inspire you to be better now. And that's your like soul tribe. That's true community. So I love this. This is going to be the title of the episode. Being whole, not just palatable. Being whole, not just palatable. What does that mean? Not just the soft, loving, acceptable side of you, but also that wild, powerful, chaotic side of you. Because change is good. Change is evolution. If you stay in one place your entire life, I've had somebody say, what's so bad about that? Nothing's bad about that. But it's a very predictable future, no? Every day, with my outlook being so expansive, I experience miracles that are new, unpredictable, and crazy, because things have to make you uncomfortable in order to grow. You have to go through that like temperance period, that period of growth, in order to receive, in order to embody. Teach yourself that discipline is fun. Teach yourself that if it's easy, it's easy. That's just easy. If it's easy to get, if that feeling is so easy, like if I can get this feeling so easily, it's obviously not honoring me. And is it really fun at the end of the day? Is it? Because if I have discipline and I can get that feeling on my own, I can set a goal and accomplish it because I have enough self-love to avoid everything that's getting in the way of it. I have enough discipline. Train your mind and body to chase that type of feeling, to chase purity, like pure gratitude, love, and abundance, and that dedication, rather than chasing temporary fixes or something that's quick and fast and easy. It's not fulfilling. This is fulfilling. So teach yourself that so that you surround yourself with people who know that. And you get to experience the full spectrum of life. You don't hold yourself in a box. You allow yourself to expand and grow and think bigger and be bigger and give more. Other ways that society can embrace this balance of both feminine and masculine energies by celebrating intuition and creativity. Not everything needs to be proven in order to be valid. So like your feelings and things like that doesn't need proof in order to be valid. That's how you feel. Creativity and inner knowing are forms of intelligence, and we need to restructure it as that. And support feminine leadership. Support women in leading in their own way, not by mimicking masculine norms, but by doing it their way. Instead of trying to shove this woman in a box, why not let her natural abilities let us shine? And value rest and cycles. Rest isn't lazy, it's necessary. Embrace seasonal living, menstrual cycles, awareness, and slower rhythms. So your role in this shift. You are a creator. You are a spiritual teacher to every person you come by. Embrace both softness and strength. Share your voice and give others the strength to do the same. Also, let's redefine nature as a teacher, not a resource. Like, yes, we can work together to collaborate and make this like a habitable place and an enjoyable place. Let's work together, but let's not overuse Mother Nature or abuse Mother Nature for our benefit. Let's work together and ask ourselves, what can we learn from her? What type of message and things is she trying to teach me? I'm gonna give you ways to activate both your feminine and your masculine. So for your feminine, you can slow down, you can dance, you can breathe deeply. That will all bring you back to your body. Spend time in nature, journaling, getting to know yourself, and follow your natural intuition. Everybody has that gut feeling when you meet someone, when you go somewhere. Everybody has that gut feeling. Listen to it, honor it. Honor your emotions and your cycles. And your masculine energy as well. You need to use both. You need to use both. Create structure that supports your feminine energy. Set boundaries, take aligned action, and make decisions from clarity, not fear. The masculine energy holds while the feminine energy flows. When they're in harmony, you become unstoppable. So ask yourself, what energy have I been suppressing, and what do I need to do to unlock this? Say out loud or to yourself or in a mirror, I honor both my softness and strength. I am not either, I am both. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Snow White and the Seven Does. If you did, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. If you guys have any questions or have topics that you guys want me to speak about, let me know in the comments down below. I truly love connecting with all of you guys. Thank you for all of your love and support. And I'll see you next Wednesday for another episode of Snow White and the Seven Does podcast.